We have been telling you about that violent mob of migrants kicking off 2019 by storming the southern border once again.
Rodney Scott is Chief Patrol Agent of the San Diego sector. His agents were pelted with rocks in the ambush. He joins us right now with the very latest. Chief, tell us a little bit about it, because it looks like it got started with some rock throwing, and then we heard stories about people being arrested. People were trying to burrow under the fence. Next thing you know, your guys and gals are firing pepper spray and tear gas.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me on again. We did, the first day of the year, we ended up having another violent encounter with the caravan. Again, they showed their propensity for violence here in San Diego. Our assaults are up about 300% since this caravan showed up. But basically, giving a little storyline, on the 31st, late in the evening, we got a heads up from some contacts in Mexico that about 350 migrants left one of the shelters. And they were basically overheard saying they're going to try to make a forced entry into the United States. Shortly thereafter, buses started dropping people off right in the area. It's fairly well lit. It's only about 3/4 of a mile east of the beach, south of the border. But in that area, on the Mexican side, they have the high ground. There's actually some new construction, dirt berms up against the primary border fence there, which is the old dilapidated fence. That's only about 3-4 feet high off the ground on the Mexican side, so it's pretty easy to cross right there. The first time the agents got rocked, basically they backed off a little bit. We did not engage. But as the night went on into January 1st, the group grew. It got a little bit more rowdy, if you will. A few people did try to cross the border. And when that happened and agents approached the fence a little bit closer, those still in Mexico just hit them with a barrage of rocks. After that assault, we did engage with the less lethal munitions, the chemical munitions, to control the situation.
You're in a no-win situation, though, because you know they put the kids in front in a lot of these cases, right? So you have to watch for that. And obviously you don't want to hurt everyone, but they're coming at you.
Yeah, and in this particular case, it was a little bit safer for the migrants crossing the border as opposed to those assaulting us because of the terrain difference. It's a unique situation where the assailants in this case were about 20 to 30 feet above and on a berm back behind the border fence in Mexico. So although we were launching some of the chemical munitions over the top of some of the people right on the border fence, that did include a couple of women and some children, they were not affected by the munitions at all. It was actually a pretty good distance. We do have pretty good information, though, and doing interviews that the coordinators of this specific event were encouraging and actively seeking out women and children to go first as a distraction to the Border Patrol agents.
Wow. Rodney, you know, when we saw these images the next day, we all came back from our vacations on the 2nd, and it really hit us because we realized we were at parties celebrating with our families, and, you know, Nancy Pelosi's in Hawaii celebrating. All these leaders are celebrating with their families, and we see you guys, the Border Patrol agents, that are down there being pelted with rocks, trying to protect our country. And it reminds us of what you're doing, the sacrifices that you're making, and we all say thank you for those efforts. What do you feel when you see what's happening in Washington and the president's trying to negotiate? Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are saying, absolutely not, we're not giving you money for what you need, and what we've heard Border Patrol agents say that they need to stay safe.
So as the chief for San Diego sector, I appreciate your support and acknowledging the risks that the agents place themselves in every day. We're continuing to do our job every day. Every agent out there is staying vigilant, doing his job through the holidays, through the furlough, just like every other day of the year. We identify our requirements, what we believe we need to secure the border with the resources that we believe are the absolute minimum to control the border. And then we really just count on our elected officials to do the rest.
All right.